So I got this 2008 Toyota Tundra that used to be a snow plow on Facebook Marketplace for $2,700. Basically, it was 1 inch away from being scrapped, and we brought it back to life, my dad and I. We worked on this at his shop. It was actually something that he'd been looking at, but the guy was very much set on getting $4,000 for it until he sat on it for a couple months, and then my dad kind of told me about it, so I went and test drove it, and it was undrivable. So I said, no, I don't want to do it. Then the next day I was like, if I can get it for $2,500, I'll do it. And me and the seller agreed for $2,700. I rode my motorcycle over there. We did the deal. I found a list of problems in this thing that could only come from this being a work truck in Wisconsin. Somebody was absolutely trying to put this thing into the ground. And this video is about the resurrection. They're babies. No, they're babies. There's one more in here. What? Ah! The reason my voice was so high is because I thought I'd made a huge mistake by buying this truck, because I thought this was a family of rats, and then I was like, I'm never gonna fix this thing. That sounds not too good.
Hey baby squirrels, hello, how feel? Hello baby squirrels, how feel, I say? Look, babies, little baby squirrels. What they do with you? What they do with you? Where's your mother?
This baby's got a cold air intake and everything. Aftermarket, dude, K&N. I suffer from adult onset ADHD, so I was all over the place. I was checking the engine, I was checking the rust, I was excited. Are they dying? It's hot as balls in here. I gotta get them out of here. They got the steering already. The steering rack. And a new pump. So that'll save me like $300 right there. Once I get the gas tank fixed, oh, this baby's gonna sell. So while I was waiting for the tow truck, the only thing this thing was good for was temporary squirrel sanctuary and being used as a tripod. So I set it up as a tripod and practiced some wheelies. The people at this local watering hole / Harley establishment simply had no idea at how sick I was just getting right down the street. They would have loved to see it.
Man, I love America. You know what? America. Look at this place. I mean, look at it. This is America right here. What do you think about my bike?
I like it.
Yeah? You don't like the double seats, because why?
Because I don't have passengers. And
Big boy. That's a big boy. That's the big boy.
What's
your name?
Mini bike before that, Sheila.
Sheila?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Sheila gave me a cigarette and we talked Harleys. I really hope she's doing well. The tow truck finally arrived and he did his own burnout.
Hell yeah, brother.
I rode home to follow the tow truck, and we finally got it to my dad's shop. I do not recommend riding at night.
Ой, блядь. Я думаю, что не выжил. Это что, еще одно гнездо?
What are we gonna do about that? Now that I think about it, how the heck did those squirrels get into the glove box? They were on the floor before. Ah! Sorry. Oh God. Okay, so now I'm going to be feeding my new 6 baby squirrels milk. Here you go. Here you go. What? You must eat. Do you?
Маленький сам. Пиздёныш.
So usually when you flip a car, this is not one of the things that you have to do. Just take care of a whole family of the cutest little squirrels ever. Hello, little squirrels, how feel? So this is a bit of a public service announcement about wildlife. If you find anything injured or small like these little cute guys, bring them to your local wildlife sanctuary as soon as possible without giving them water or any kind of nourishment, because you could actually kill them by doing that. I had no idea. So the thing to do is to bring them to your wildlife sanctuary. We tried to bring them up to Duluth, where their season was actually closing, and they actually gave us a blue jay in a box to bring back to the Twin Cities in exchange for babysitting the squirrels for a day. 6 baby squirrels and 1 blue jay.
I'll give you the update card once I'm done with getting him to the back.
Okay.
Just because.
Bye. After I was done saving all the animals and all of the land, it was finally time to start wrenching on this thing. The first couple bolts I took off all broke, so that was a really good sign, but the first thing to do was to take off the bumper so I could get at the brackets for the snowplow. So I got this thing onto a redneck car lift where it would end up staying for nearly a month, because we ran into some problems. At this point, I was realizing that I was pretty rusty at working on cars. Taking the snowplow brackets off took way longer than I expected. I didn't think I'd need the grinder yet. It's taking off the bumper, but here we are. That's how good this grinder works. See that? Bam! I'd say this marks the first success of this entire project. I was gonna keep this for myself, but now that I look at it, ugh. Pops, you think I did the right thing by buying this thing to fix up? What do you think?
Silence is golden.
Okay, I'll take that as a maybe. Not only was the snowplow bracket attached physically to the truck, I think it was also emotionally attached to the truck, because it took us about 4 hours to get to this point. And then I come to find out that they welded it to the frame. Are you kidding? It's the destination. I mean, it's the journey, not the destination, right? I was 1 day into it, and there were about 10 of these already. After some back and forth between me and the bracket and a little bit of elbow grease, I finally got it out of there. My dad brought me some borscht, some garlic, and some bread. Now he's gonna take the sway bar off for me. Here you go, come on, help, please. Cut that. Oh yeah, I'll take it out. I wanna see how you do it. Okay, got that part. Cool. Nope, sideways. You gotta do it sideways for YouTube.
No. This is crazy. Oh.
The other side's the same. Look, it like went down.
Oh.
Sometimes when you're working on cars and you have somebody that's a little more experienced than you, you got to use the technique. Hey, can you show me how to do it? It's a good technique. Oh, nice. So my ADD kicked in and I decided to fix the bumper at this point, while I was deep in the middle of like 4 other things going on with the mechanical stuff. Pops, why do you have so many of these side by sides?
Because they're supposed to be side by side.
was using my cell phone to look at this because there's no way to look at these with my face. So that's what everything looked like. So my first piece of advice for flipping trucks: don't flip trucks. The next day I took out the CV axles, the struts, and the steering rack. Actually, I think it took me 2 or 3 days because I took breaks and I forgot to film any of it. So I'm really kind of sad about that. For those of you still watching, I apologize. You know, I had a nightmare that there was a bunch of parts everywhere in the yard and I had to fix this truck. Then I woke up and it was true.
So, why are you fixing it?
Money?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh!
Dang.
Этого не берем.
No. This one you cannot keep.
Целуй и дальше.
So at this point I was just waiting for new parts to arrive. So I thought I'd take off the back bumper and check out the body work I'd have to do.
To look okay.
So what I don't get is it's rusty everywhere on the bottom. Completely screwed. And it's rusty just right here, but nothing on the body. Not a speck. How does that happen? Like, look at this. This is completely destroyed. Nothing on the body. Pound that out. I'm not getting a new bed, I've decided. Here, I'll do some body work right now. This is an example of me trying to be funny by doing body work using my bare hands, but it actually worked out good. So the guy that sold us this said that the whole steering rack is shot. And when I was trying to test drive it, I would turn the wheel and it would skip. Like it would be really, really hard and then it would be super easy. Skip. That's why I never drove it home, because it was really sketchy. What I think that was is this U-joint that holds the steering wheel pinion to the rack was seized like this. And that would explain why it would go like this and then skip when it was here, because it is seized up like this. So we might have not even had to take the rack and pinion steering out. But here's the broken struts. Both struts snapped. This one I grinded in half. Getting these off was a nightmare. There's the new struts, the new CV joints, axles, I mean. That was the old one. Okay, I got these on Amazon for $190 for the pair and $130 for the pair on those. Can't believe how cheap shit is on Amazon. Hopefully they don't explode. This is the old steering rack right here, which may actually be good because now that we looked into it, the reason that the steering wheel was skipping when you turn it is because this thing is stuck like that. So it was skipping when I was turning it, but I got a new one of those, so we might not even had to take the steering rack out at all, just had to replace that thing. This thing, I forget the name, it's the thing that connects the steering column to the steering rack. So this is what rack and pinion, I just wanted to find out what rack and pinion means because I've heard it so many times. This is the rack and this is the pinion, I think, probably. So this is the pinion. This thing connects to that and that goes to the steering wheel inside the car. Okay, so that's gonna be fun, putting this in there first. Put that in there first, then connect that, which is a pain to even get in without any obstructions. Then this is the four-wheel drive actuator. We made sure it works. And some oil seals and oil filter The one that I have in there now is completely rusted out and the wire fell out. I don't have it to show you because when I take it out, oil pours out. So I'm just gonna do a quick swap. These are the seals that go into the differential, front differential. I'm gonna replace those. And yeah, this should be pretty fun. All right, so update. I put the actuator on and I started taking the oil seal off. And I noticed one of the pin bearing that was right in here was completely destroyed. And I don't think you can replace that. And we were gonna change the differential anyways, so that's gonna add another, I don't know, 15 hours probably of labor. It took me like 2 hours to separate the drive shaft from the differential connection there because of how rusty everything is. Breather tubes broke off. Like spin it one way all the way to the other way. No problem. Yeah. Okay. All right, I got the shaft back on to the steering shaft. The steering rack is on. Everything's put together. Keep doing that. I put this wheel somewhat together just to make sure everything works and to get the steering wheel straight. Next thing is putting the differential back in, the new one. If we can get that off. Oh man. So the differential that I got did not come with this bracket and I couldn't find it anywhere unless I went to the dealer, which would have been like $300. So we had to take it off and it would not come off. I wanted to save this bolt because one, you have to order it, and two, they're like $20 a piece. But as I spun around on this differential, I wondered, am I making the right decisions in my life?
Oh, like that. Oh my God. Okay, goodbye. All right, I think that does it.
And this is the story of this flip. Now I can't get the wrench off of here, so I'm just gonna have to go through the wrench. The reason this bolt was so difficult to take off is because there's a rubber bushing inside of there, so every time we tried to wrench on it, the bushing would give way and cause the bolt to just kind of spin around in there, and everything just was, it was just one piece. It molded into one piece. Oh, you get it. Everything's been like this. Everything. Look at that. What is that? That's stuck to it. Just want to take this moment to give a shout out to this wrench. It was already broken here. Then it broke here. Then I had to cut it. It really served its time. I shall bury it. And we shall all sing a song of remembrance for the wrench. Alright, it's on me. Hold on.
Slice.
Hold on, it's on me. Wait.
Slice.
With the redneck car lift setup and the motorcycle lift underneath, it was super awkward to get this thing in there. But we did it. We got her done. Backyard style. The next step was to put in the CV axles, but first we had to put in new outer seals so that they would make a good seal with the hub assembly. Getting these things in was not easy either.
We
You said it's going in?
Yeah. Sure.
You sure? It's in?
Yeah, it sure does look yummy. Oh, let's see.
Let's see. Oh my, wow. It looks so easy on YouTube, guys, but guess what? Oh yeah, you were watching YouTube. That was not easy. We got progress putting stuff back together. Yesterday we tried to put stuff back together, but instead we had one more day of taking stuff apart and then putting the differential back in. I would say that was the most difficult task of this whole job so far. Putting the differential back in. What do you say? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? Took both of us, what, 3 hours to put it in?
Maybe.
Ugh. All right, it's finally cold in Minnesota. It's been like the most cooperative fall that I've ever seen. The driest fall since 1908. And I've been obviously working on this outside because it was gonna be messy. For sure. And yeah, so now I'm gonna clean this up, get some new oils, inner seals in there, put this all together, get everything together, see how she drives. Cleaning and putting in the inner seals. Oh, wow. Might as well put this on there. Oh, yeah, right. I found the old oil filter sensor. There was a wire connection here at one point. Strut going in. Oh shit. Maybe it's not going in. Maybe it is going in. Out. Let's say out. Okay. I had to grind this thing to make a slot for the flathead screwdriver because the thing was spinning, so I had to grind the thing to put a thing in the thing so the thing wouldn't spin. The sway bar was the last piece of the front end that I had to put in, and it was also giving me some trouble. Come on, that should be. Oh my god. Even that. I got this on so tight I can't even open it. Okay, good. Ah, that'll work. Thank you. So the reason we did that is because these nuts are welded inside the frame and one of them broke off. So we welded this little thing on there because there's no way to get anything in there. Now the sway bar can go on. So right now, since we installed a new steering rack, the wheels are pointed inward, and I invented this really cool system where you take two straight edges, put them on the things, and you measure them to get them close enough. Right? I invented that?
You invented it.
Pretty good idea, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Я набил, блин.
Before we had
Так, а зачем ты здесь тоже этот катер-пинт убрал, блядь?
Huh?
Катер-пинт почему ты тут убрал?
There wasn't one there. I had to drill the hole.
I gotta get a new one.
Так, 70,3/8. Ты поставил на метку?
What are you doing right now in the meantime?
I can see much on the road when it's too yellow like this.
So
Safety comes first.
Yeah, we're restoring the headlights old school way. Sand them and then put some epoxy based, spray them with epoxy based clear coat, like brand new, right? Epoxy based clear coat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah, 100%.
Look at this setup.
We were checking to see if the four-wheel drive worked by lifting up all the tires up off the ground, make sure everything was spinning. Did all the codes magically disappear? Did all the codes magically disappear? I think I was starting to annoy my dad, so I went out and cleaned up the rims for paint. Pops is putting in electric into the barn. This is actually the first project that's ever been done here with lights in. I just wanted to document the connection as of right now. And you walk under a ladder. So just good luck all around. Good stuff. I would have bought new rims if I were to keep this thing, because I think these are whack. But I'm just gonna spruce them up a little bit. This thing ain't winning no beauty contests. So this is the last part, major component of the front end fix. The sway bar ends. I got all these parts that I could on Amazon except for the differential. Oh man, I thought this was gonna be so easy, but nothing. It's important to note, you always want to keep safe. There's the pile. The pile. I wouldn't say I'm exactly polishing a turd, because this is a Toyota, but it's a bit like that. But that'll look real nice when everything's put together. This was a very exciting moment. Getting it off the redneck car lift was awesome. My favorite part about this truck is that super cool flasher thing and this. Oh, so cool. US DOT. That's all the stuff that I used to hold it up. Carnage. There's all the parts that came out. And there's the oil stain. Oh, wow. Just wow. All right, I'm gonna go for a test drive. The brakes are not good still. They go all the way to the bottom. It stops, but it's not good. I wonder if that's a hotel room keychain thing. Check engine light is on. That's to be expected. You know, the alignment on the steering wheel, considering what we had to do and how we had to just guess, is not that far off. I'm proud of us. I'm gonna go ahead and say we brought this thing back from the dead. Wow. I mean, oh wow. So the steering pump I think is bad and the brakes are bad. But other than that, this thing's got some beef to her. So I heard something clanking when I originally test drove this thing, and it's not there. I just went like 65. I thought it was gonna be a replacement of the rear differential, which was $1,200 used. So I'm glad that it's only the steering pump, and then we gotta do something about the brakes. I don't really know. Check engine light and then fix the steering thing, and then it's going on the market, baby. So when we had the steering wheel disconnected, of course we destroyed the clock spring by spinning the steering wheel too much. So we had to take it apart and get a new one. Okay, so we got the steering wheel off. I want to make sure I buy the right clock spring, because I can only look at pictures of it, because O'Reilly wants $280 for a part that you can buy for 20 bucks on eBay. You guys remember when there was a squirrel living in this thing? What is this for? Salt? Probably throwing salt, right?
Clorox.
It's just a measuring cup. There was a squirrel living in one. There's a squirrel that had this as their home. One of the squirrels had that as their house. There's some clips missing from here and the next shot, but basically we put this back together, put the clock spring in there, everything was working. Then I took it for another test drive, and the power steering pump started spewing fluid everywhere, so I knew we had to replace it, and here's the next shot. I think we finally ran into a catastrophic situation here. So somebody definitely tried to replace this steering pump before, and what I think this is right here, I was like, what is that? That's where a bolt should be. This is a cross-threaded bolt with the head broken off way down in there. So, and that, I got the one that's back there out, but I can't like get it out. It's loose, but I can't grab it. My greatest fear has been confirmed, mate. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this has been the least good day. The worst. This has been the worst day so far. Yeah. No, for sure. Ugh. I got mechanic pops on the case.
So we're gonna put a drill bit over here and drill it right through the bolt.
Okay.
And hopefully from both sides. Right here
Hopefully
too.
it'll fall out.
Yeah, that's the only way I see. The end.
Okay. So I came up with the idea to just hit it with a freshly sharpened chisel, and it already broke off a piece of it. Nice. Yeah, hit it a little lower.
Oh, we need a new motor.
Oh, look at that. Oh. So the idea is to get that thing out of there, we can see what's up with the bolt.
Now what?
Now the bolt is at least exposed. We can grab it. We can look at it. All right, so this bolt, we're making progress on turning it. There was no way, we don't want to weld anything on there just because that's really sketchy. And then vice gripping. 2 vice grips on the body of the bolt. And the way I've been putting them on to get better grip, back out a little bit. Those are the pipe to get a real good grip. Yeah. And then you put the second one in here. I still don't understand.
Hey, listen, I graduated 2 colleges, never seen anything like that.
You graduated 2 colleges?
Yeah. That's it?
Well, that
Yeah.
was the easiest turn so far, obviously. And then watch how I have to take them off because they're on there so hard. Over here. I have to remove them with pliers. Because I can't. There's no way to push it with my hand because they're on there so tight. These vice grips are earning their keep. Vice grips are very important in jobs like this. Oh my God. Of course it's not going to come through there. I can't even believe it. All right, got the new one in there. Aerial view. So I took off the secondary air pumps, which were right here. Of course, I had to cut the bolt off because it's in one of the most rusty areas. So this is one of the main codes that's being thrown up right now. And then I think it'll be ready to drive after that. And then I got to think about how much body work and how much cosmetic work I want to do to this thing. So this is actually the second clock spring install, because the first one, because the steering wheel was crooked, I tried to take it off and I ripped the first one we put in there. So I had to wait another 5 days for a second clock spring. I'm gonna do a little cleaning while I wait for parts. Look at all that salt. Look at all that dirt. Ugh. All right, I finally got the secondary air pumps installed. Got it on there pretty good. It was hanging on by one bolt. Now it's got three, one self driller, one actual bolt, and a new nut. So that makes it pass emissions. While I'm waiting for the steering wheel clock spring to come, I started doing a little body work. All right, so here's the first coat. This is the long strand fiberglass. This is the big boy stuff. They build Corvettes out of this stuff. So I don't see why I can't fix a little, you know? So here's my plan here. So any spot that's gonna have a gap, I'm gonna fill with Bondo. And here too. Kind of like fixing holes in the wall, painting. And I'm gonna see if that carries over. I think I can make it look good enough. Real nice. Doing a little body work on the tailgate as well. The frame's still good, but this needs a little work. What do you think?
Well, it's not finished product yet. You have to sand it around. You didn't sand it.
Yes,
you have
I
to
did.
Sand it. You have to
I did sand it. I sanded it out to
sand it
here.
up to
I'm gonna
here.
sand all this off. I forgot body work is intense. What about the tailgate? Looks good though. Look. For a rough coat, that's not bad. That's like remanufactured. This one had no corner.
Make sure it's below the.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do. This one I added a metal corner, so it has an actual corner. So I have to like grind it down.
More.
Yeah. No, I'll have to grind it down again. But it just has a skeleton now to hold in.
Okay. Good.
Oh, not bad. All right, I put the clock spring back in. Put this back on. That's really good because the horn didn't work. Now it does. Let's see. Oh, no VSC. Oh, the airbag thing is still on. Nice. Brakes feel good? They feel better.
It's a microphone.
Microphone to talk to people. Safety first.
Там чуть-чуть не считается.
So put the steering wheel on a little bit crooked, just a tad. The brakes are still soft. We're gonna take out the pins and clean the pins. See if that helps. Other than that, she drives like a champ. Whee! Look at that scenery. Oh yeah, sure. No, yeah. decided to just rhino line the front bumper. It's coming together though. Got these for 25 bucks. That's what the tailgate's looking like. Not bad. Got the bodywork expert over here. This rhino liner out of a can actually turned out pretty nice. Very uniform. If you're doing any kind of like interior work or taking off anything, get one of these. I think this was $20. This is so nice for taking off like inside panels so it doesn't scratch them. Taking off these things, like getting under stuff, they're like super sharp. And then they give you like way too many of these, like 200 things. I'm gonna fit perfectly for this. As you saw before, the front bumper I painted with rhino liner, and then I bought a black rear bumper on Amazon for $180 so they would match. And at this point, the truck was really coming together and it was almost ready to go. Changing the mirrors. This is so crazy. Look at that. For those of you still watching, I want to apologize at how much this video skips around. This is my first full-length video like this. I'm going to make more about motorcycles, cars, dirt bikes, things like that. I love flipping stuff, so like and subscribe if you like this video. Look how old that is. Dang on, man, that looks pretty nice. I mean, that looks real nice. At this point, I'd probably been to this hardware store at least 30 times for this flip, but this was the first time I took the truck there. Where are we at? Apparently, I don't know anything about bodywork. Oh, wow. That's how you wash it off? This is all new to me. Getting ready to paint. We don't have a paint booth, but we have a garage. If you want me to come over and tape anything, feel free to reach out in the comments there. I can tape. Pretty sweet. Oh. Last. No, not like this. What happens when you rush things? Все, хватит. This, you ran this one too. All over. What happened?
Fix it. Clear goal.
I said earlier, this is what happens to me almost every time I paint anything, ever. Because of the no patience thing, you know? I'm glad it's not just me. This looks good though. Good. Relatively good. Attempt number 2. I should probably be wearing a mask. Really good color match. Thanks, Napa. Also, the orange feel is really good. Might as well rhino line it. What do you think about this little paint job endeavor?
Disappointed.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best. But... oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. It looks like a completely different door. Jesus. That is no good. Plus this sign there. Good thing it's a Toyota. All right, I'm gonna sew this up, clean this up. Actually put it on, I'm gonna post it and see what kind of response I get. I'm gonna post it for 11K. Actually posted it for 10.5 at first, and not a single person messaged me at that price. I just couldn't believe it. I simply could not believe it. So I reposted it for 9. Not bad sewing skills. Now I gotta do a really deep, I did like an initial clean of this inside of the cab, but now I gotta do a deep detail. Ugh. All right, here we go. They were a little bit of a smokers, huh? How do you get that out? Oh. This is like my 3rd round of detailing the car, the truck, and I find this. Interesting. Oh my God. What? So I'm doing all the brake pads right now. Maybe this is why the brakes were so loose. It's because the brake pads are pretty worn out. And then I look for the emergency brake. There's supposed to be a whole assembly of things here. Pads, springs. This is where the wire goes. There's nothing there. What? What? So this brake caliper was stuck. That might be why the brakes were being weird. But just putting back all the tools that I went to battle with. I only lost like 1 or 2. Not any important ones out of there, really small ones. I think they were actually gone before. That's good for a project this size. Yeah, battle. And I can't really do anything today because there she is, covered in snow. You can't even see the wrong paint color now. It's nice. Once it gets into the parking lot and you have stuff in it, you can't even tell the paint job, right? 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 All right, so on the left, we have all the expenses that went into this flip, bringing the total to $4,540. I sold the truck for $7,800. Minus the $4,540 would equal $3,260 in profit. I would say I put in about 60 hours of labor, 10 hours of just staring at the project, and another 10 hours of driving around. My dad probably put in about 25, 30 hours, bringing our total hours to 100 hours. which would make our hourly rate for this flip $32.60 per hour. Not great, but it was fun and it was a good bonding experience. Speaking of bondo and bondoing, I know that the body work I did on this was atrocious, and I would go back and do it way differently now, probably saving me a couple of $100 and a bunch of headaches. The tailgate, however, I thought I did a great job on. It turned out perfect. You couldn't even tell there was anything, any rust on it when it was done. I'm going to make more videos like this. Obviously, this one was not perfect. I lost a bunch of footage. I didn't film everything that I needed to. There was actually a bunch of stuff missing from this that I did that I didn't even put on here. These were just kind of the highlights, if you can believe that. If you somehow stumbled upon this video instead of the other millions of awesome videos on YouTube, please feel free to leave a like and comment and subscribe to my channel if you feel so inclined. I will be making more videos like this. So to conclude our journey here, I will be showing the very last clip I took of this entire project. It is the buyer driving away in his newly purchased truck, which he said he was going to use to build his house with. The buyer didn't want to be on camera, but there goes the baby. I just sold her for 7,800 dicks. And that concludes our little journey. Thanks for watching.